Welcome to 7 Falcon Minutes. I'm your host, Daniel Monroy.
I'm Noah Parody.
And I'm Melissa Renum.
Today's topic is student wellness. So the mental health is something that's very important for all of us. Currently, I'm just getting better of what I was doing before. But I know it's different for how we take it because I'm here with my parents. I have their support, and I think that's a huge thing. And that's a key because they've been helping me during the past few time, and my friends as well. But I know we have different contexts and point of views of how we live in Canada. For me, I live with my parents. I have their support and everything. How is it for you, Noah?
Well, honestly, it's pretty good right now. I mean, besides the strong workload with the assignments and homework and all that, it's been pretty good. I'm glad I have a good group of friends here. I've been spending a lot of time with them. Unfortunately, even though my parents aren't that far away, they're only around a half hour to hour away, I still haven't talked to them a whole lot recently because I've been super busy. But I'd say thanks to my friends and all them, I've been doing a lot better. How about you, Melissa?
I mean, my life has been chaotic lately. I've been overworking. I'm living alone, so I need the money to live. And personally, I would say it's really tough and it's a bit too much sometimes. But I always remind myself tomorrow's never promised. So I stress about what's happening today. Tomorrow you might not wake up, guys. So I just let it go. The good thing about living abroad is you get to experience a lot of new stuff, and you got to figure out yourself more.
Yeah, and I feel especially with living abroad, you obviously have the challenges of, you're living by yourself for the first time. Your parents, your family is so far away, so you have that whole kind of stress, and it's kind of way different, with that, and with having your parents somewhat nearby, like me and Daniel have. I feel it would be a lot harder for you, but that, in my opinion, I feel that's going to make you a better human because of the experiences you're having right now and whatnot.
Exactly, but you always need your family support. You always need someone to guide you, to be next to you, to have someone shoulders to cry on, at the end of the day. So let's say you're working, you're tired, you go home, you lay on bed. You need someone, and doing it on your own is really hard to make it throughout the day. It's really hard sometimes. Not a lot of people, they talk about this, but getting yourself out of bed, you need a lot of effort for that.
Just the thing, I was thinking about this last time, cause I haven't been doing great the past few time, and so I was thinking about your cases, Noah living me by myself, but with my parents here would be still hard for me to overcome about stuff that I've been going through. But now I was thinking about Melissa, and it's wow, just imagine going through hard stuff and having no one who to talk to but your friends. And I know your friends can be a very huge support sometimes. But sometimes your friends get tired of stuff, and it's not that same bond that you have with your parents or your family, your brother. And so, yeah, I think that's different point of views of how you see it, because we are not the same. We're different people, and how we look at stuff and how we take stuff is different.
You got this. Keep going.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as I said before, tomorrow is never promised. So go ahead.
Self-motivation.
Live your life. Yeah.
What about you, Noah?
Yeah, that's another thing. I always think of kind of you came into this world for a reason, so you don't want to kind of sit around and just waste your life doing nothing. You kind of just, you're here for a reason. Keep accomplishing on what you're doing. Keep chasing your dream and whatnot. And I also think about, the people who are in worse conditions than us. People in war-driven countries and all that. The homeless, we should be very thankful for kind of the opportunity we have and the lives that we are living.
Coming up, we're going to speak to Jillian Villanueva about mental health for students. Stay tuned for 7 Falcon Minutes.
Every minute after a stroke begins, 1.9 million brain cells die. Beat the sudden devastation of a stroke. Learn the most common signs and act fast. F-A-S-T. F. Face. Is it drooping? A. Arms. Can you raise both? S. Speech. Is it slurred or jumbled? T. Time. Call 911 right away. If you experience or witness any of these signs, act fast. Life-saving treatment begins the second you call 911. A message from Heart and Stroke.
Welcome back to 7 Falcon Minutes. Our guest today is Jillian Villanueva, and we are going to talk about mental health for students. And how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
So, our question here is, what mental health challenges do Fanshawe students face the most?
Yep, that's a great question. And certainly what I can say is that, this time of year tend to be really stressful times for lots of Fanshawe students. Midterms are going on or have just happened. I think students are getting ready for, finishing up the term. They see the end in sight. So there's lots of pressure. And of course, in terms of the sorts of challenges that we see most frequently from our students, I would say anxiety and depression are the two biggest reasons that students are accessing counseling services. And we know that these two things sometimes go hand in hand, anxiety and depression, but we certainly are seeing quite a bit of anxiety. I would say that anxiety has probably increased since the pandemic. I think all of the fear that came with the pandemic, and I think the isolation from other people, I think some of those factors kind of contributed to what we're seeing now in terms of an increase in anxiety symptoms.
Thank you, Julian. Anyways, our second question would be, how has Fanshawe responded to the growing need for mental health support on students' mental health?
Yeah, another great question. And actually, our office has grown considerably, although there's still demand, and students will still have a couple of weeks to wait when they come in to book an appointment if it's counseling, ongoing counseling that they're looking for. But we have hired more staff to try to meet the need. We need more staff. There's no question about that. But we have tried to, like I say, have more counselors available, both in the personal counseling side and in the accessibility services side. So the personal counseling side addresses students who may have concerns about their mental health or a personal problem that's going on. So interpersonal relationships, anxiety, depression. Perhaps there's been a traumatic incident or an event that's happened and they're looking for some supports. So that's what we do in the personal counseling side. The accessibility counseling side takes a look at students who may have diagnosed disabilities and who may benefit from some accommodations being put in place to help them to be successful in their programs. So we do have two areas, like I say, the personal and the accessibility side. We also have group offerings. Some folks feel more comfortable in groups. So we have groups, what's one called Be Well, that addresses sort of emotion regulation, mindfulness, managing difficult emotions. Sometimes that can be really difficult for students. We also have another series called Working on Wellness, which takes a look at all the different aspects of wellness and incorporates mindfulness into each one. So things like nutrition and sleep and movement and stress reduction, group counseling, floor of the F building.
Thanks again to Jillian for your time and thoughts about mental health for students.
Before we sign off, we took to the halls of Fanshawe College to see what services people are using from the college to help with stress.
I usually just use the field station. It's kind of like I come here to relax and just play up a bunch of games and then go home. That's kind of like the de-stressing thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I use the gym every once in a while. I'll go there for a couple hours just after class, and that's about it, really.
All right, well, I'll use the rock wall from time to time.
I use the golf simulator. Keeps your mind off of classes and off tests and stuff. Just go smack a ball around. Feels good.
I use the gym every morning to help with my mental health.
I have tried to book an appointment with the counselor or the owner of my program to find a balance when I have stress or when I have bad days. I have to try to talk with them because they can support me in these kind of situations, and has been helpful to me.
That's it for this episode of 7 Falcon Minutes. Thank you for listening. I'm Daniel Monroy.
I'm Noah Parody.
And I'm Melissa Renu.